Jai Shri Ram, friends. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here at Akash Vani Gyan Updesh. Today, as you've seen, we have a very, very special guest with us here today. As last week that I mentioned it by Anil Bidesi will be joining us here today. He have a very, very special program, a Saraswatie program. And before we go into that, we're going to start with a very short prayer. Anilji, if you don't mind, you're a guest here today. And I want to welcome you to Akash Vani Gyan Updesh.
Thank you.
And I want you, if you can please start us with a very short prayer.
Let us pray. Om Bhurvua Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Jai Saraswati Mata.
Thank you so much. Now, Anilji, I know you have a very, very special program coming up. And I know the last program that you had was a Saraswati Yajna that has never been done in our community as yet. And that was the first time that we went and we captured some of the event that was there. And I know we have a very brilliant young man who read there that program. He was the Vyas for the Yajna, which was the co-host of this program by Pandit Satesh Dio. Now we went there and we captured it, and I show two different kata that he did because I wasn't there the first night, and the email and the text message that I got was overwhelming because everybody's telling me that they never heard of the Yajna, they didn't know about it, but it's new. But I know hopefully you'll do it very soon again, because a lot of people out there was like, oh my God, they never heard the kata that Panditji read was totally different from what other Pandits has been reading. Ram Katha all the time and the Bhagavad Gita and stuff like that, but they never heard the Saraswati Katha like that before. And I know you're the love of Saraswati Ma, and I seen the emotion when I went there, the emotion that you and your family had the lotus feet of Ma, and I really appreciate that, and I know my viewers appreciate that. And I know you have another program coming up here again, and the name is also Saraswati Ma. Can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so by Navin, first of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here again on Gyan Upadesh, and I want to thank you for allowing us to come on air and talk about our program. I would like to wish you and your family all Mahadevi Saraswati blessings. Whatever you're doing for the community is well appreciated, and we hope that you can continue for doing it for many, many more years to come.
Thank you.
And this program can grow and the viewership can grow, because it's nice that you're giving the viewers some sort of exposure as to what is going on in the community.
Right.
And that's something that we truly need. We don't have much of that actually, so it's very good that what you're doing with Gyan Upadesh and all of your broadcasts on Akash Vani Media. As you mentioned, in August of last year, I hosted a Saraswati Yajna, 3 sessions, and those who came were very impressed with the material that was presented by our Vyas, Pandit Vyas Sukul and Pandit Satish Deo.
I'm so sorry. I forgot about the first Vyas who read, yes.
Right. But afterwards, the feedback was wonderful, was tremendous, because it was a different concept, so to speak.
Correct.
Where many people are used to doing a Bhagavad Yajna, or Shri Ram Yajna, or a Krishna Yajna. So this was something different. You know, divinity is in different forms, and you know, we have so many names, so many aspects, so to speak. And of course, we are used to the certain deities that are popular. So one of the things that I did was I tried to showcase Mahadevi Saraswati as the mother of all creations, and someone who is very important to all of us, and that is why we did a Saraswati Yajna. Now, after the Yajna, many people said to me, when is the next one? They need more, they're hungry for more. So a group of us in the team, we came up with this concept that we would do not a Yajna, so to speak, but something called a Samarpan. Now, what is a Samarpan? A Samarpan is a Sanskrit word which could be translated as adoration, paying homage to, and also to give thanks to the deities that we pray to. So, Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan is a program that has been designed to give you different feature aspects or segments about how glorious Mahadevi Saraswati is. And in Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan, which will be having on February 10th at the Dairam Mandir in Hollis, 192 Street in Queens, you'll get an understanding of how wonderful Mahadevi Saraswati is in terms of giving knowledge to people, and some of the blessings, some of the boons that she has, which can be termed in terms of artistic skills, for example, you know, poetry, dance, and so forth. So what we've decided to do is to create different segments that feature some of our blessings, some of our boons, in which members of the community will come and they will showcase their talent. We have vocalists, we have a dance troupe, we have a drama organization, and also we have a very thought-provoking pravachan by one of our leading pundits in the community. So it's a variety show, so to speak, and it's something that anyone who comes would enjoy. And there's actually two segments that I'm going to talk about, which I think is very interesting. One of which is the Hawan, which we're trying to do a group Hawan. We want the young kids of the community to come and to participate, because it is written in the Devi Puran. In fact, Lord Vishnu is saying to Sage Narad that the most auspicious time of the year that you can come and receive the blessings for your education is Vasant Panchami. Now that spring festival happens to fall on the 9th and the 10th of February.
Correct.
And we also want to capture on that festival. So we decided to host this Samarpan during that weekend, so that devotees, wherever you live, you go to a mandir or you don't go to a mandir, come, participate, receive the blessings of Saraswatie Maa for your education, because of course we all know that knowledge is something we need throughout our lives.
That is correct.
You know?
That is correct.
So we are hoping that devotees would come out and bring their children, and if you know young devotees, I think college level, high school level, anyone who wants to learn, who needs the blessings of Ma, would come and join in our group Hawan, which starts at 3 o'clock on February 10th in the Daira Mandir. The second segment that I think would be most interesting to the young devotees is that we are hosting an essay competition. And of course, essay writing is a skill that many children in school and even in college, they do on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. You know, when you write an essay, you have a certain format. You start with an intro, you have transition sentences, then you go into your body where you can write more, and then you come with a conclusion. Okay. We want you to take that same format, and we want you to write an essay on Mahadevi Saraswati. We have a Facebook page where we can, and I think by now you will show on your program the information about it. And we have 5 writing centers that are located throughout Queensland and the Bronx. So on February 3rd, we're asking devotees of the community to come between 1 and 3 at the writing centers, and you will write your essay, and then we'll have a panel of distinguished guests, judges that will grade those essays, and on the actual program, Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan, we will declare winners. Now, if you win, we have some incentives, one of which is some money. We have $300 for the first prize, $200 for the second prize, and $100 for the third prize, in addition to trophies that coincidentally are being sponsored by Akash Vani, and also some other gifts. We also give the winners an opportunity to come on to the media, and we can interview them and learn more about them, which I think is an excellent opportunity, because we want to showcase the talent of our community. We have a very vibrant community. We have a very active community, and there are many very smart, very intelligent students out there, and we want to see them write essays. We want them to go into the Shastras, and we want them to research and come out and bring out beautiful messages that they can share with us, everybody else, and it'll be on social media as well. So others can learn from their research, from their findings, and we can all benefit learning about Mahadevi Saraswati.
Yeah, that's wonderful, because our community needs something like this. We haven't, like you said, it haven't been done yet, and this is the first time it's been done. Now, one should be coming out there, the families coming out there, what should they expect when they come to this program? Before you answer that, we're going to take a selection right now, and we will come back with by Anil Badesi, and he will tell you more. Or if you guys are coming out there, what should you expect? What should you bring with you as well to come to the program? So please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this beautiful rendition. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Jai Devi Charachar Saare Kuch Yug Shobhita Muktare Veena Ranjit जय जय माँ सरस्वती, जय जय माँ सरस्वती, जय वीणा वादिनी, जय माँ सरस्वती, जय वीणा वादिनी।
Jai Shri Ram, folks, and welcome back to Akash Vani Gyan Updesh, the show about our community and about our culture. And speaking about our community and culture, we have by Anil Bidesi here, and we have been talking to him, and he's telling you about the program that's coming up here in Queens, New York. Now, the last segment, I asked a question: if one should be coming out to this program, what should they expect?
Okay, so as I mentioned, Saraswati is important to everybody, from little kids all the way to maybe older devotees. And Saraswati Kaa Samarpan is divided into a number of segments. So the first segment, of course, is the Hawan ritual, which we are asking the devotees of the community, the children, to come out and participate in. So that is the first thing, which starts about 3 o'clock. And then after that, we shall have an invocation dance, which will be a Saraswati type of vandana that will be performed by a leading dance troupe in the community. And following that, we have another group which will present drama, because Saraswati also blesses us with these type of skills. So there will be a drama skit performed by an organization that will bring out a message, a very beautiful message. So that's something that we want to look forward to. And then after that, we shall have the essay competition winners. We will be announcing the winners, and we'll be presenting these prizes and trophies by various devotees who are going to be present there. So that's why it's very important that if you are going to participate in the essay competition, then you would want to be there to receive your prizes. It's an extra incentive. So please, if you think you want to participate, then also make plans to come to the program and be part of Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan, because it makes sense. I think it will not be appropriate if we have a winner that is not present there. So, you know, it's very important that you come and you bring your parents and family and friends to the competition, to the actual Samarpan program. After that, we will have a pravachan that will bring out a message about Saraswati Ma, which will be done by a leading prominent pandit of our community. And then we shall go into 2 segments of Sangeet. Now, the Sangeet segments, because it's Saraswati Ma, we want to highlight her. So there will be Saraswati bhajans that will be sung by some of the young devotees, some very talented vocalists of our community, along with some not so young devotees of our community. So we have a mixture of young and not so young vocalists that will be featured, and they will be presenting beautiful Saraswati bhajans for your listening pleasure. And after that, we shall wrap up with sort of like a faster, they call it Tan Saraswati. We have a young devotee by the name of Matthew Mohan, who has composed a brand new Tan Saraswati bhajan that will be featured in the program. So that will raise the tempo a little bit more, so to speak, as you wrap up that program with our usual RT and so forth. So the program itself has various segments, and it's not the same thing. It's a variety. So something will appeal to everybody who come and attend Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan.
Now, how many different segments do you have there?
I believe we have about 5 segments, which they are not all the same length, but because of the nature of each one. But there are 5 different segments throughout the whole program.
Now, what is can you go through the segments? Like, what are the first, second, third, fourth,
Okay.
7, right?
So the first segment, of course, is the Hawan ritual,
Okay.
which we start off the program with. And after that, many of these programs, we need sort of the blessing. So we do an invocation dance, a vandana, which will be done by a dance troupe. And then after that, we shall have the skit, which will be the third segment. And then we shall have the essay competition winners announced. And then after that, we shall listen to one of their spiritual leaders to bring out a message in the pravachan. And then we shall have segment 1 and segment 2 of the Sangeet. And then we'll wrap up with RT, and that's the end of the program. It starts at 3 o'clock. We hope to not run late, because there's a lot of pieces. And I know that it sounds like a lot, but we have 4 hours. And we want to put everything in that 4 hours so that, you know, we can get you out of there. It's a Sunday, there's school the next day, and we want to make sure everybody leaves a certain time so we can get back to their homes safely and so forth.
Now, you say you have different centers where they could go and do the competition, they write the essay. Mm-hmm. Do they write it at home, or they write it at the center?
So the essay competition, we thought of the best way to do it, and we actually have given you the topics, and you have now, between now and February 3rd, to research your topics and even write it at home. When I was in college, I remember I used to write my whole essay at home, cram it, and then take it and I just rewrite it. And I think
that's like you upload and download it.
Exactly. So I would advise our participant to do something similar. Not everyone can cram, but of course, if you can write it at home, and if you rewrite it from the top of your head a couple of times, I guarantee you that it will stick in your memory. And when you come to the writing center, it's just a matter of taking the paper and write it out. So that's how I think, you know, it should be done. Now, there's some people who prefer to do it a different way. They get the topic, they do the research, and then they go to the center, and then the information flows from them. Now, just to mention, Mahadevi Saraswati is a source of all inspiration. So she will be working with you to bring out from your mind, your thoughts, what you want to write, and then bring it all the way to the paper. So in a way, you need her blessings to write this essay. So the essays are written at what they call a writing center. There are 5 of them total. In Queens, we have the Surya Narayan Mandir on 172 Street, where, you know, myself will be there as Wanda Proctor. We have the Shanti Bhawan Mandir on Jamaica and 112 Street. We have the Bhuvanesha Mandir, which is on 101 Avenue, and then we have the Sanatandar Mandir on 114th Street and off Liberty. Now, those of you who live in the Bronx, we have chosen the Vishnu Mandir, which is on Noble Avenue, so you can go there and you can write an essay. Now, the key thing is that we're doing it on Sunday, February 3rd, so that it doesn't conflict with any satsang that you may go to, any mandir service. And we hope that, you know, after you're done with that, you come to a writing center, you fill out the form so we know who you are, and then you write this essay, and then you give it back to us, and then we hand it over to this panel of 3 judges who is going to grade them, and we tally that, and then the next week we announce the winners.
Now, how long do one take to do the competition? Do the writing?
Right. So we give you 1 hour, and we have divided it into 3 groups. Now, there are 3 questions, right? But we know that there is an elementary grade, and 8 to 10 or 11, and then there's a middle school, which is 11 to 13, and then 14 through 18 will be the high school. So we will be taking into consideration that the grade level of the essays, and we'll be grading on based on that. We have certain criteria that we're looking for, like, for example, grammar, mechanics. We're looking for the theme. We're looking for, when you write, you follow the same format of an intro, a transition, a body of multiple paragraphs, and then a conclusion. So your essay flows. So whatever your thoughts are, we want to make sure that you put it on paper and it kind of like makes sense. It kind of impress the judges so that they could say, this person has done the research, they know what they're trying to put on paper, and they come out with a wonderful piece of writing.
Excellent. We wouldn't advise someone to go do a research and write exactly what's on social media, like in the internet. Copy what they have there and write it. That's not going to be a part of the essay.
There's something that's called plagiarism, so to speak, because what happened is that nowadays many kids, you know, because of interest of time or whatever, they go and they just cut and paste and they put that for their homeworks. But one of the purpose is for the kids to really understand who is Mahadevi Saraswati. We want to make sure that they go back. The internet has lots of websites that you can get good information about Saraswati. So you go there, you can cut and paste, you put it in a Word document, and then you read it and you understand the essence of what it was written. And then you take that now and you apply it to what you want to say in your essay. So you're not really plagiarizing, but it's an opportunity for you to learn, for you to go to the Shastras. If you can go to the books that you have, there's some of these books are on PDF format that you can get online, and you can read, you know, the Bhagavatam, for example. Some of the Vedas are online by Griffiths, for example. So you can go and you can compare many sources of scriptures, and then you can put together in your own words so that you make an essay that makes sense. But please don't plagiarize word for word, because we would know that that's not your writing.
Right.
You know, and it's an opportunity for you. Think of it as a homework assignment from school. It's the same thing. You know, when you have your ELA classes, for example, you have to write essays. So just think of this as another assignment from your school. And just keeping in mind that this is more spiritually based, because we are trying to get our devotees to understand and learn more about our scriptures. And it's an exercise in going to do research on a specific deity or a topic.
Wonderful. So when they finish the competition and they hand it in, will they be notified by email or by phone about the date for them to come out?
Well, we have selected February 3rd, which is 1 week before the Samarpan program, to do this competition. So the reason for that is that we need time to grade these essays. So the participants should come out on February 3rd between 1 and 3 to the various writing centers, write their essay, and give it back to the proctors. Then we will hand those over to the 3 judges who are going to spend some time and grade them. And then we want you to come to the Samarpan program. We think that although you're a participant, we think it's an important event so you can learn. If you've done research and you become aware of this great mother, then you would want to see her in how she is blessed, in how she blesses her devotees, for example, in different forms, like dancing, for example. You know, these trained dancers, it's a blessing from her to make them perform the way they are. You know, the people who sing, the vocalists, their voice. Mahadevi Saraswati is blessing many of the participants in different forms. So we want you to come back to the Samarpan program on February 10th and be part of that and witness that. So whenever we announce the winners, you're there as well in the program. So that's kind of the idea behind not letting you know if you're a winner before the program itself.
Okay, wonderful. Folks, we'll take another selection right now, and we'll be right back. We'll be talking here with Anil Bidesi with the Saraswatie competition coming up. So we'll be right back. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
glad that once again.
Jai Shri Ram, folks, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into Akash Vani Gyan Updesh. Do hope you enjoy that very special song and that segment. I'm sitting here today with my very special guest, my friend, my colleague from our community here. We're talking about this very special Saraswatie program that's coming up. Now, Anilji, I'm very excited about this program, believe it or not, because we need to do more program like this, especially for the youths in our community. And I'm so glad that you are taking up the task of doing this. Now, I know you're looking for young devotees to participate in the Hawan in this program. Now, what are you looking for?
So the Samarpan program is designed to feature youths and in the different segments. And of course, as I mentioned, that the Devi Bhagavatam is a conversation between Lord Vishnu and Sage Narad, where Lord Vishnu is telling Sage Narad that the most auspicious time of the entire year to worship and to adore Mahadevi Saraswati is on the spring festival of Vasant Panchami. So on February 9th and 10th, that weekend, we will be celebrating Vasant Panchami in the community. And in our program, we are actually want to do the same thing, where we will do a group Hawan, and we will encourage little children, for that matter, students. There's no age restriction, where they can come and they can participate together as one community group. We want them to come, and there will be a number of pundits that will be guiding them in this Hawan. And they're all going to pray to Mahadevi Saraswati to receive her blessings for education, because it's even written in our Shastras that that is what should be done. So it's like knowing what's written in the Shastras and not wanting to do it. It's kind of like the opposite. If it's something that's written, then we should follow it. And so that group Hawan is an excellent opportunity, you know, for the young devotees to come and receive the blessings, because that is the time when she's most pleased. So I think that I would like to implore all of the viewers who have children, who have grandchildren, nieces and nephew, anybody who is in school, you know, we can start from age 3 or 4 going all the way to college, you know, but we want this segment to be where the community, the youth of our community come together, and then they pray as one voice to Mahadevi Saraswati. We have some very brilliant kids in the community, and we want to continue to let them learn and grow and be blessed for education. So this segment is designed to do that. There is no restriction. If they like, they can bring some prasadam, some fruits to offer to their mother. But that's all they need to do. They need to just show up with their prasadam. There's no other requirement, so to speak. And we hope that many kids can come, so we have a nice group that will be performing that Hawan in that program.
Now, how is that going to be done? They're going to set up like a Hawan kun in the middle, and they're going to surround like a circle, or can you explain a little bit about that?
So
I know if a lot of kids come out there, how are we going to be able to do that?
So the Dairam Mandir is a little different in the way it's set up with the altar. There is a bar that only allows X amount of shrotas.
Right, to sit up there.
To sit up there. So what we're thinking is that based on the number of kids that come out, we can probably put the Hawan more in the middle, so that we can do a sort of a group thing rather than holding hands. But it really depends on the number of kids who come out, because we can't make that decision until that day.
Correct.
But the idea is that if you hold hands, then you become a human chain, so to speak, and all of there will be obviously one person that's going to make the offering. But if you're joined together in one group by holding hands, then it's like everybody together making the offerings to Mahadevi Saraswati. So I think that is something that we will have to work on when the time comes. But irrespective of that, we want the kids to come and be part of that Hawan. It's not like one kid will be sitting in the back and not getting enough blessings or anything like that, but it's a group effort. And I think the mother she's a mother of all of us. So if we go and we pray humbly with love in our heart, she will bless all of us.
Okay, wonderful. So if you don't mind, tell us, is there anything more you want to add about this essay competition? I know that's one of the main topic of this program.
Well, essay competitions, as you mentioned, has not been a very popular thing in the community. You know, we've had a few organizations try to do it, but I think we should encourage writing as a community. We should encourage that, and I think we have a lot of very talented young devotees out there. You hear success stories of kids that are grade A students, you know, like on the dean's list, and are just acing their subjects, and an honor student. And I think only if somebody tells you, then you know about it. But here is an opportunity for us to expose those kids of their talents in a different way. And I think the idea should catch on. I think more organizations should follow this format and do essay competitions. We have a lot of programs out there in the community, and I think we should continue to focus on the kids, because we want to give them an opportunity. You know, of course, the findings, when they do research, whatever their findings are, we want to learn about them, because it's another way of getting our kids to go and learn about our scriptures. You know, if they go to Mandir, they will listen to the Vyas and they will learn a little bit. But nowadays, a lot of kids have these gadgets where they can actually just go and Google certain things. If you type the word Vedas, for example, you'll see Vedas in English. You know, there is so many scriptures, Purans, there's the Brahmanas, you know, all these different wonderful treasure that we have, the scriptures. I think it's an opportunity for the kids to go now and research and learn. They may not understand everything, but of course, you know, you take the table of contents, and you can listen to like some of the leelas of the Divine Mother, and you can learn about them, and you can look at the message, and somehow you will learn, kind of like self-learning, right? So I think it's an opportunity for them to do that, and I really wish that more organizations to duplicate what we're doing, so that one day we could have a mega essay competition that is strictly, you know, where we get all the community members, the Mandirs and so forth, and we do it in a grand way, you know, because we want to encourage our kids to show whatever talent they have. And I think this is an excellent way to do it. You know, there's other things that we can do. There's like debating competitions and so forth. We should try to get these formats in the community to work on these things, so that we can have this showcase what the kids have to offer. You know, we have a lot of kids around, and we want to give them an opportunity than just coming to Mandir and going through, listening to the satsang. You know, there's other ways to attract kids to learn and to get involved.
Right, wonderful. I think that's a wonderful idea that you're doing that. And like you said, I wish more people could get involved, so this could be like a mega event in our community. Hope one of these days that might happen. I know. When kids, especially, I know you're trying to let the young youths in our community, by doing this competition. It's not really a competition for competition. You want them to actually learn.
Yes.
So by you implanting that in their mind and telling them, hey, this is a competition, there's a monetary gift out there, you're going to win, you're going to get this wonderful trophy that's going to give it from Akash Vani.
That's true.
But it's going to be a wonderful trophy, you guarantee that. But this is something you were trying to like program in the mind that this is the competition, but you know you want them to come for them to learn.
That's true. I use the word competition, like use the word contest and so forth, but I don't want
because
it to be...
Because the word competition normally triggers something.
It triggers something
mind,
because,
you know?
like, it triggers sort of like people putting their best of what they have.
Right.
You know, when you use the word competition, it sort of makes people think like, I can do the best I can. Right. You're actually, I think, psychologically guiding them to say, okay, let me do the best I can based on my skill set, based on my abilities, and that is the idea behind it. Because if you said it's not a competition, they may not take it with as much weight or serious as they should. So I use the word competition, but in reality, I'm looking as this is an exercise for young kids to go out there and do research and learn. They have so much material out there. They have resources. You can speak to your spiritual leader. You know, you can go to the library and you can go online. So you can get material from various sources. There's no restriction. You know, but when you get this material, you need to study it, you need to absorb it, and then you need to kind of put it into words. And that is the idea behind the competition. You know, I mean, in my mind, everybody who participates is a winner. Because I think that they're all putting genuine effort into research. And I think if there was a prize we could give for every participant, I would love to. You know, but in so-called a competition, we have to select the best of the best, so to speak. And that is why we did the incentive of first, second, and third prize. And I hope that maybe in the future, when we do this, we can perhaps give an incentive to everybody who's the participant, because we want to recognize them for their effort. and their time. And of course, we want more people to get involved. So who knows where the next competition will be like, the format of it. But let's say, for example, let's start with this. Let's see how many kids we get in this competition, and then we'll take it from there.
Wonderful. Folks, we'll take another selection and we'll be right back, and we're going to be talking to Anil, going to do your conclusion at the segment. So we'll be right back. Do hope you relax and enjoyed our programming for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Saraswatie Kaa. My name is Veena, and I would like to invite all of you to attend a very special and unique event called Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan. The word Samarpan means to honor, to adore, and to pay homage to the deities. So together, with one voice, we will give thanks to the mother of all creations, Mahadevi Saraswati. This event will be held at the Daira Mandir in Hollis, Queens, on Sunday, February 10th, and coincides with the festival of Vasant Panchami. By attending, you will enjoy the various segments, like Hawan rituals performed by the young devotees, invocation dances, drama skits, pravachan, an essay competition, and a Sangeet segment consisting of all bhajans dedicated to Mahadevi Saraswati. Remember, this is a free community event, so you don't want to miss this. See you on Sunday, February 10th at 3 p.m. sharp. Om Shanti.
Jai Shri Ram, folks, and welcome back to Akash Vani Gyan Updates. Do hope you enjoyed that selection. We're here with my special guest here, Anil Bidesi, and we're talking about a special program coming up, the Saraswati Essay Competition. That's what I'm calling it. But the community know this young man here. He's been doing a lot of community work for a very long time, and I want to congratulate him for doing such a wonderful job and for that wonderful yajna we had last year. I'm looking forward to the next one that's going to be coming up. So the next big program we have is the Daira Mandir. Can you please give us the address of that mandir, please?
So the Daira Mandir is located off Hillside Avenue on 192 Street. I think the address is 8840 192 Street. It's between Jamaica and Hillside Avenue. It's a newer mandir. It's different because when you go there, you'll see 4 big, beautiful murtis outside. They're probably over 10 feet tall. And inside it's very beautiful, well decorated. The murtis there are very attractive. In fact, someone commented that the interior is very appealing, so to speak. So it's a nice mandir, and the owner, Mr. Ravi Dairam, is a good, generous community person. He has graciously allowed us to do the program there, and we thank him for that. And there's a lot of parking. So like some mandirs, you have problems with parking, but in this area there wouldn't be any problems with parking. One fear I have is the weather, which on February 10th we don't know if it's going to snow or the weather is going to be warm. But divinity controls weather. And we hope that Mahadevi Saraswati would be kind enough to allow beautiful weather for this program, because it has to be done in the winter. Vasant Panchami, the spring festival, only falls in the month of Magh. So in March, February, March. So it's always going to be cold. We just have to hope that the weather is tolerable enough so that we can come out there. And my appeal would be, let's come out in large numbers. There is you have, as devotees, you have choices with your time. You can go. There's a lot of events happening. Some of them are not so dharmic, so to speak. You can go any one of them, but your time is valuable, and you choose where you want to go. And we want to implore to you to come to something that is different, somewhat unprecedented, so to speak, and learn, because there are many yajnas. We're okay with that, but this is sort of a different concept, different format of a program where it's something for everyone. If you're a young child, you may enjoy coming and do the Hawan. If you are a lover of bhajans, you can listen to some beautiful Saraswati bhajans that will be sung throughout that program. You get a chance to see some of our young talent. There's a lot of young talent out there, and many of them will be performing their bhajans. We have actually the Queens Hindu Mandir is one of them. We have these wonderful kids that are going to be doing a group Saraswati bhajan called Hey Sharde Ma. So that's something to look forward to. And then we have other artists who are seasoned. Shishula Devi, for example, and Rajpati Shivkaran. We have a young man by the name of Anand Siru, who is a very, very talented young man. He is our lead for the kirtan. So we have a lot of these artists. And then, of course, we have the support of many of the pandits who are part of the program on the team. We have Pandit Ganeshwar Ram Sahai, we have Pandit Satish Deo, Pandit Dinesh Tiwari, and Pandit Vyasuko, Pandit Manoj Bans, and so forth. So we have a lot. This is a community event, and we are asking many mandirs to help us, and we have their participation. Pandit Arun Gosai, for example, and the Bhuvishya Mandir is part of this program. So it's a community event that we would like to ask everybody to come and be part of. It's free. There's no admission or charge, for example. So we want to ask all of you to just spend 4 hours with us on February 10th and come out and enjoy something different. And I assure you that when you go home that night, your mood will be different. The feeling you have, the love, the devotion will be elevated when you think about Mahadevi Saraswati as a mother of all creations.
Now, we know we have some monetary prizes to be given out. Do you want to mention the amount what we're going to be given to the first, second, and third place winner?
So there are 3 groups of the essay competition. We have the elementary group, the middle school, and the high school. And within each group, we want to give 3 prizes. So first, second, and third. So there's a total of 9 prizes. For the first prize, we have $301. For the second prize, $201, and for the third prize, $101. In addition, all of the 9 winners will be getting a trophy, graciously by Akash Vani, who is promoting and sponsoring that portion of it. And then we have some other gifts that we want to give each of the winners. So there's that type of incentive. But in addition to that, we don't want the winners. We shouldn't stop there with the winners. We should try to let people know more about them. So one of the things we may do is that we may have them come on Akash Vani and talk about their experience, like what made them write this essay.
Sure.
Why was this essay special to them? And we should let people know what their essay is. In fact, on Facebook, on the Mahadevi Saraswati Facebook, we're probably going to publish this essay so that everybody can read it, so they can get an idea that this devotee has put this research together on paper, and it was such a wonderful effort that it was worth the first prize or the second prize. Absolutely. So that is the plan for all the winners of the competition.
Absolutely. Now, I know devotees are going to be coming, spending 4 hours with us there that day. I know they're going to be very hungry and they're going to be very tired. What do they expect to have? A snack or something to eat?
Well, it's a norm today when we have these events to always have bhojan for the attendees. And yes, we will have at 7 o'clock we will go down to the lower level of the Daira Mandir. There will be a variety of dishes to eat, and you can partake of that. So there will be refreshments available, no charge, of course.
Now, will the refreshment be available at the end or actually during the day? People could go down there and have, because I know it's going to be cold. Can they go down there and have coffee or tea and come back up?
Yes, they can, because in the winter we are very conscious of the temperature and different people coming, different age groups, and of course you get thirsty and so forth. So we would have refreshments, cold and hot, and they can go down throughout the program
very quietly.
Yes, of course, and they can help themselves, and then they can come back up. But at the end of the program, obviously, we would want everybody to go down and partake in bhojan after the event. So that will be available as well. So keep that in mind, that just like many mandirs nowadays, when you go to the satsang, there's always some refreshments available at the end of it.
Now, if one out there looking at this program and they want to be able to participate, who should they contact and where should they call or send email to? So
I think by Davin, you can probably put on your screen the numbers that they can call. They can also call my number, which is 718-468-0208. And I can provide information about that. Many of those who have Facebook can also log on, and they can do a search for the name Mahadevi Saraswati, and they can get a lot of information about. I've been posting on a daily basis now information about the Samarpan, and I think that some of those posts have our phone number that they can contact us. They can through Facebook. You can instant message myself, because I'm managing that Facebook page. and I can give you information on that. So in case they need information, there's ways to get information by contacting you if possible.
Sure, I'll put the information on the bottom of the screen.
Right.
So they could be able to contact us.
Yeah, and any questions, sometimes it might be a simple question. It's okay. A question's a question. So we encourage you to ask questions you have. And in fact, on the flyer which is circulated on Facebook, many people have been sharing it already. You have the writing centers. There's a contact for each writing center with their phone number, so you can call them and you can get information. But it's pretty straightforward. I think you just have to look and see the material that we've presented. We try to be as clear as possible. But if you have questions, feel free to call that number, which is 718-468-0208, and we'll be able to answer your questions.
Okay, real quickly, we have a few more seconds left. And your closing remarks, what would you like to tell?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that we all have choices as to how to spend our time, and there's a lot of events out there, and people make choices based on what they have an interest for. So I like to ask all the devotees out there that please make some time and come spend just 4 hours with us on Sunday, February 10th. Because we are providing the opportunity to showcase our deities, the mother that we pray to. We all come from the mother of creations, Mahadevi Saraswati, and we want to adore her. We want to thank her. When you're born, for example, you have some level of knowledge, but throughout your life, you will accumulate more knowledge with all those you interact with. She is the mother that is guiding you. She's the mother that's inspiring you. All the thoughts from your minds is coming from her, that you come to make speech from thoughts to ideas to speech. So she is the mother behind that. Let us humbly, as a community with one voice, thank that mother for that gift that she's given to us. She doesn't ask much. And if you think about it, Saraswati Ma is a gentle mother. How she's depicted, she is someone who is there quietly, and she's just giving us her blessings in so many forms because of knowledge. In fact, when you're born to when you die, you're always learning, and she's responsible for adding to your knowledge, to make you more knowledgeable, to make you more wise, so your wisdom increase throughout your lifespan. And let us remember that she is that person behind it. So in this Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan program, we're just asking you to come out, support it, and be part of that experience, so that you can learn, you can have an appreciation, and the awareness about her is increased. And then hopefully you become a bhakta of Mahadevi Saraswati in your life. That is our wish. The organizers of Saraswatie Kaa Samarpan would like to ask you to come out and support us during the program on February 10th at 3 p.m. sharp.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anilji, for coming to the program and doing such a wonderful program. Folks, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and my co-host and my buddy here for coming to this program to tell us about this program. Please come out there and support us in large numbers, and write your competition, contact him, and have your kids then participate, your nephew, your niece, or whoever, participate in this program. Contact him. The number is going to be in the bottom of the screen, and the email as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today to listen to by Anilji. And please spread the words about this program and about this Saraswati competition coming up. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week ahead. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। मैं कब से तरस रहा था मेरे आंगन में कोई खेले, नन्ही सी हंसी के बदले मेरी सारी दुनिया ले ले। तेरे संग झूल रहा है मेरी बाहों में जग सारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। आज उंगली थाम के तेरी तुझे मैं चलना सिखलाऊं, कल हाथ पकड़ना मेरा जब मैं बूढ़ा हो जाऊं। तू मिला तो मैंने पाया जीने का नया सहारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा। तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन, जग में मेरा राज दुलारा।
तुम अगर साथ देने का वादा करो, मैं यूं ही मस्त नगमे लुटाता रहूं। तुम मुझे देख कर मुस्कुराती रहो, मैं तुम्हें देख कर गीत गाता रहूं। तुम अगर साथ दे